Folks who are waiting to find seats, there are 4 seats. Olympia, can you wave over here? There are 4 seats right there. Yeah. Karen, there's seats over here.
Don't let the stool scare you.
Yeah. You get to sit with the choir. Lucky you. All right. Maria is here. I didn't think you'd be here. All right. Does everybody who needs a chair have a chair? Wow, we are getting started.
There's 3 seats.
So good to see everybody. We begin gathered on lands originally lived and worked and worshiped upon by the Nahantic and Mohegan people. We give thanks for their care while always being aware that we live and work and gather on land that was stolen long ago. And so we hold these neighbors of ours in our hearts as we begin. By the strength of our communion, we gather again.
We are a community forever evolving through pandemics, triumph, crisis, growth, devastation, and healing.
Welcoming, caring, justice-seeking, our North Stars. Today, water will bless a new beginning. Water.
And music.
Here, say it out loud.
And music.
You have to hear that.
And story.
And the sweet joy of reunion and pie.
May this time we share be filled with the sparkle that is hope, as we are all welcomed to All Souls, where all souls are welcome.
You are joyfully called to worship.
I ask you to rise either in body or in spirit to join us for our opening hymn, 1007, There's a River Flowing in My Soul. There's a river flowing in my soul. There's a river flowing in my soul.
it's so beautiful. I am going to ask all who are here to turn to the cameras, to the online pews, and welcome the souls who are there. Last I looked, there were 22. Kyle, what's the most, how many people are online? 22. Welcome all. We're so glad you're here. As we begin this new season, we're going to continue bumping elbows for this ritual of greeting that is the passing of the peace, understanding that people have different levels of risk and comfort. So let us continue with the elbow bump, and then at coffee hour, you can ask each other permission to hug to your heart's content. So peace be with you all. Let us make a joyful noise. This one doesn't seem to, hello, this one's working. Is this one Where is this going from prior?
I don't know. They brought a condenser mic, but it's not out.
It's that one here, right?
I think he'll move it out. Should that go down?
Let's move these for a while. Let's just get I'm bringing them.
Now that was a joyful noise. So each Sunday, we light our chalice, a Unitarian Universalist symbol of hope and justice. At our ingathering today, we always invite one of our youngest souls to help light the chalice. So this morning, I am truly overjoyed to welcome Leo and Nico and their mother Martina up to the chancel to light the chalice. I'm so glad that Leo is excited about it. So please join me in saying our chalice lighting words. We gather together in ritual to celebrate our fountains of joy and cope with the storms of grief, to navigate the rapids of transformation and rest on ponds of stillness. We reunite to share the flow of our hearts with one another.
Thank you, Nico, Leo, and Martina. And now for our peace candle. Days after the September 11th attacks in 2001, a message from the now deceased Queen Elizabeth was read to New Yorkers at a prayer service. Among other words of support, she said that grief is the price we pay for love. For thousands of Americans, September 11th will always be an anniversary of personal loss, of having been forever changed. And for all of us, it is a day to remember that as a people, we work for peace in order to get ahead of the human potential for cruelty. Relationships, international and interpersonal, relationships matter. Every day matters. And we are at our best when together we use our days to work for the greater good. Let us say amen. Amen.
Our theme of the month for September is empowerment, which means you have the power inside yourself to be strong and do what you think is important. In our story today, Polly Pastrami chooses something really big to accomplish. But notice how he does it in small steps. Let's get to know Polly.
This is Polly Pastrami. He's 8 years old now, but he was only 7 when he set out to achieve world peace. Polly once ate an entire pizza in one sitting. He beat a tiger in a race.
Actually, it was a kitty named Tiger.
You know, same thing. And he was even kissed by a girl.
By my Aunt Margie.
How did he do it? Polly Pastrami was nothing special, certainly no more special than you are. The kid had not yet mastered whistling. Often his socks didn't match. Polly was constantly picked last for street hockey.
And I'm the only one with proper goalie equipment.
How did such a boy achieve peace? Well, he started by being kind to small animals, then bigger animals, and bigger still. Next, he tended to the earth, watering flowers.
Hi, flower. Thirsty?
Reading to trees.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times.
And listening to the river tell him stories of long ago. Eventually, Polly Pastrami turned his attention to humans. He apologized to his little sister for something he did when he was 5 years old. She was having none of it. So he made her the most fantastic doll. She immediately forgave him. Next, Polly decided to take his cause to the classroom. He began to listen more.
The early bird gets the worm.
The woman makes sense.
Shared his lunch with Morris Klepnick when he forgot his. And he sang often. Polly offered compassion to those in need.
There, Principal Millsap.
He worked hard, finished what he started, laughed at himself, and cried with others. Polly learned that a misunderstanding can often be settled with pie. Polly Pastrami's actions had an impact on the entire classroom. In fact, the whole school was at peace. Polly was elected class president, vice president, hall monitor, crossing guard, birthday party coordinator, and best person on the planet. But Polly wanted more. He wanted to spread peace beyond his school, and he wanted to do it right away. Pie. With his mother and father's help, he spread peace and joy in the neighborhood when he offered pie to whoever he met. Polly worked hard to help create peace. He was tired. He and his father headed home. And when they got home, his father made a big announcement.
Now entering your home, Polly Pastrami, the boy who helped to create peace.
That night, Polly's parents thanked the heavens that they were blessed with such an incredible boy. Here ends the story.
So, you can see how you can change the world if you just do it one step at a time. And remember, you have the power inside of yourself to do amazing things, even as one small person. And of course, never forget the power of pie.
Amen. Amen. So you know when you have the that anxiety dream that you like arrive for an exam and you don't have anything you need and you didn't study, or I've had the dream where I'm at the pulpit and I look and there's nothing, I've not brought anything. Well, this morning I pulled in and the parking lot was full. I pulled in at 9 o'clock and the parking lot was full, and I had this panic that somehow my watch was wrong, somehow everything had already begun, because I'm just not used to the choir being here early to be prepare for the service. So exciting. This is the first water communion in 3 years that the choir has been able to be present and sing with us, and it is such a joy. So come on up.
right. Yes, it is. Now it is. Now it is. The waters of the world are one. It's such a beautiful and appropriate universalist message on this Water Communion Sunday when we gather to begin a new season together. And we do so with this ritual celebrated by most Unitarian Universalist congregations this Sunday throughout the continent. We do so holding in our hearts that we have been through nearly 3 years of great difficulty in our world, in our communities, and personally. All that we have carried, we bring to this place, to this common bowl. This bowl that Joel Ackerman generously lends to us every Water Communion Sunday, a bowl that his grandmother used to raise the dough for the bread. And so we begin by pouring water from last year's Water Communion, knowing that molecules of water from Water Communions these past decades still are there in the mystery of this vessel. In just a moment, the greeters Jonathan will help guide you to come around the back, up the side, up the ramp. You're invited to come to the microphone that will appear momentarily and simply say from where your water comes from, the source of your water. That's all you're saying. It's not a what I did on my summer vacation. And a reminder of the origins of this ritual. This ritual was started by Carolyn McDade, who is the composer of the beloved hymn Spirit of Life, among other hymns in our hymnal. She would meet annually with friends of hers who were activists, seekers of justice, and each from away would bring water to pour into a common bowl. And so we do the same as this ritual has spread through the generations and through the years. And so we begin with water from last. If you're here in Unity Hall and you have forgotten to bring water, you're welcome to pour a little bit from the pitcher into the bowl. Those of you at home, we invite you to write into the chat from where the water you brought to this ritual is from. And so we begin yet another season at All Souls. Welcome to the Water Communion. I'm just going to pull this over here. Two levels, that's a good idea. Adam, the microphone, the standing mics need to be on? Okay. They're not working. They're on. No, they're on.
Test.
Okay, this one's working. Is this one? Okay, good.
New Hampshire. Arizona.
Thank you.
New Hampshire.
Hi, you guys.
Crescent Beach, Niantic.
Fantastic.
Mitchell Beach.
Our home in New London.
Alewife Cove between New London and Waterford. Hollis, Maine.
Wisconsin.
Last week's rain, thank heavens.
The sky.
Grateful to be a part of this community.
Deerfield River, Shelburne, Massachusetts.
Gull Lake, Michigan.
Lake Mead. Not really.
Mystic River.
Provincetown.
Ledyard Reservoir, formerly property of the Pequots.
Zurich, Switzerland.
Altrincham, Cheshire, England.
Penobscot Bay and the Panama Canal.
Here.
Westerly, Rhode Island.
Star Island.
The Atlantic Ocean off Monhegan Island in Maine.
Ocean Beach, and for Wendy from the Mohican on State Street.
Yay.
Our cottage well in Salem.
From the forests of Oregon.
Partially from my new home in, not so new home in Gales Ferry, and partially from my new church community from the kitchen.
Waterford.
First Coast, Florida, Virginia Beach, Virginia.
Star Island, 4-H camp in New London County, and Boston University.
Alewife Cove, Waterford, Connecticut.
Niantic.
The Whalers Inn in Mystic, Connecticut.
London, my home.
Our newest grain barrel in Oakdale, Connecticut.
Our home, New London, Connecticut.
Patchogue Pond.
The inpatient psychiatric unit at Lawrence Memorial Hospital, and it traveled with me to the North Fork of Long Island.
This is from our artesian well that we almost lost during the drought.
Our home in Waterford.
From the community.
From my well that did not run dry.
Sungagolo.
between Thailand and Malaysia.
Last week's rain via my rain gauge in Mystic.
Tap water from my new condo after I moved from Texas.
From the River Seine in Paris. Maybe not, I don't know.
Maybe not.
Green Harbor Beach here in New London.
Great Salt Lake, Lake Superior, Connecticut River, and Block Island.
New Hampshire.
Long Island Sound from Waterford Beach.
Borrowed water from here, as I'll be going down in a week and a half to Allentown, Pennsylvania for my 50th reunion from Muhlenberg College. I'm very happy. Too bad it wasn't before this time, and I have to borrow on it. I will bring back some water from Allentown to rectify them. Thank you for letting me borrow.
From the San Antonio, Schuylkill, and Mississippi rivers.
From the Quinebaug River, which is one of many spots where Paul did water sampling all summer.
Mystic.
I have one here from Juan Avalos, virtual from his home in Cuba. And I have another one from, this one would be from Louisiana, and the church in Baton Rouge of United All Souls.
The other side of Patchogue Pond.
From one of my rain barrels in East Lyme.
September rain from Oakdale.
The Thames River off Pequot Avenue in New London, Connecticut.
From the Ricker Farm in Poland Springs, Maine.
Rain barrel water.
Saratoga Mineral Springs.
From the blue-green hills of earth in Knowing.
From our home in Waterford.
Quanticontog, Rhode Island, and Niantic, Connecticut.
From our pool in Niantic.
Rainwater from heaven, and I figured Jesus turned the water to wine. I turned the wine to water.
Rainwater.
Yeah, I like all the rainwater. Yeah, it's great. And we close the circle with the water that remains from last year. Holding close all that may come and the mystery of the days ahead. This is the first year in many that Janet Manila Didier won't be here to do Reiki on this water. So let us all hold in our hearts Janet, and perhaps we are not Reiki masters as she was. But let us all hold our hands out to the water. Those of you at home, do as you do at the end of our services, hands over heart, reach out, and we bless this water together. We imbue this water with blessing, with love, with care, holding close the meaning of this ritual, that we are stronger together when we join our energy with others and when we care for each other as a community. May the congregation say amen. Amen. Those of you at home, the water will remain here until Wednesday. So if you are in town and would like to bring water to add to the bowl, you are most welcome to do so. It will be right here on the chancel table. Amen. Amen. Amen.
All right, let's see. I'm coming through now. So, what is your favorite comfort food? Think about that. Anybody have an example of pie, right? Pie. That's everybody's comfort food. Macaroni and cheese, that's a good one. Mashed potatoes. So we need those foods in times of stress, when we feel pushed to our limit, and need not only physical nourishment, but spiritual nourishment from our food. So Jose and Patricia Andres, who founded World Central Kitchen, realized that even in extreme situations like during a natural disaster or a war, when food scarcity is a matter of life and death, it is still about so much more. So cooking alongside displaced Haitians after a devastating earthquake, they discovered that food relief is not just a meal that keeps hunger away. It's a plate of hope. It tells you in your darkest hour that someone somewhere cares about you. It is a way to give comfort and rebuild community. Right now, World Central Kitchen is making sure no one is left without water in Jackson, Mississippi. They are setting up a relief kitchen in Pakistan after devastating flooding, and just served their 100 millionth meal in Ukraine. In each place, they empower the local people to build resilient food networks and systems. Their impact is long-lasting. Today, we are fortunate to support World Central Kitchen with our Good Neighbor offering. Please give generously so they can change the world with the power of a plate of food. The offering will be gratefully received.
And we skipped over the robustly singing Shall We Gather at the River, which is something I look forward to every year. So we're going to sing it now and make the offering really confusing. So I invite you to rise in body and in spirit, and we will sing Shall We Gather at the River.
Hope that this is still on. That's good.
the shining river. Soon our pilgrimage will cease. Soon our happy hearts will quiver by the melody of peace. Yes, we'll gather at the river, the beautiful river. Gather with the saints at the river, flowing rose by the throne of God.
I invite you to be seated for the offering. Let us say together, we give to the work of World Central Kitchen. To be good neighbors, we support work that creates the greater good. With this offering, we remember to extend our reach beyond these walls. Thank you for your generosity. For all that you have given, for all that you've sacrificed, we thank you. This first Sunday of the new season, we always enter into covenant with our board members. And so we do so today, and I invite those members of the board who are here to come forward at this time. Come on up, don't be shy. Serving on the board is a holy and sacred responsibility, and all of these folks who will be serving you this year take that very seriously. And I am so grateful, and I know that you are too, for their service, care, and dedication. I invite you to rise in body and or in spirit, and we will enter into this covenant together. Adam, if you could just push this forward, right. So we begin with, let me first say, I'll do this after we sit down so you can see everybody. I meant to introduce everybody. So let us begin first with the members of the congregation. Here we go. We, the members of All Souls, express to our Board of Trustees our gratitude for your investment in our community, our trust in your integrity and wisdom, our support of your leadership, and our enduring loyalty to the mission and vision of this church. We pledge to do what is within our power to make your stewardship of our shared future an experience of discovery, accomplishment, and growth. That's all of you. You speak into microphones.
We, as members of the Board of Trustees, acknowledge and accept the trust you have placed in us. We covenant to deal forthrightly and honestly with each other and with you, and to keep foremost in our hearts the congregation's mission to create a welcoming, caring, and justice-seeking community within and beyond our walls.
Next slide, Adam. Together,
may we make this congregation a beacon of compassion and a witness to the power of love.
And may the congregation say amen. I invite you to be seated. Board, hold on. I want to make sure that you wave and everyone sees who each of you are. So serving as the president this year is Karen Ether Waring. Karen, give a wave. Vice President, I know. Vice President is Sally McGee. Treasurer is Janet Beebe. Secretary is Katrina Burkhoff. And the at-large members are Danielle Gutowski-Mello, Paul Carolyn, Jonathan Town, and absent today but here in spirit, Alex Oleska and Bob Mounts. And so thank you all so much. Thank you all so much. You may be seated. Catherine, come on up. I invite you to rise in body and or in spirit, and we will join our voices in singing Wo Ya Ya. Start us off, Bill. Here we go.
We are going, heaven knows where we are going, but we know within, and we will get there. Heaven knows how we will get there, but we know we will. It will be hard, we know, and the road will be muddy and rough, but we'll get there. Heaven knows how we will get there, but we know we will. Oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah. We are going, heaven knows where we are going, but we know within, and we will get there. Heaven knows how we will get there, but we know we will. Oh yeah, yeah, 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 oh yeah, 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 oh yeah, 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 oh yeah, yeah.
Beautifully done, beautifully done. Thank you, Catherine. While Perry extinguishes our chalice, please speak with me the words in our order of worship.
You may remain standing. You're
Oh.
out of practice.
Feel free to remain standing. So we're going to speak the words in our order of worship. Our service has ended, but our work is not yet done. May our spirits be renewed and our purpose resolved as we meet the challenges of the week. The chalice flame is extinguished until once again ignited by the strength of our communion. Online and here in Unity Hall, I invite you into a gesture of connection. And please join me in speaking our annual Pies for Peace prayer. If Adam, you could hop onto that slide. From the garden to the kitchen, through our hands to the table. May we hold close the ways that we are connected to the land and to all living beings. The feast we make with the pies we bake, may they nourish what is bitter with what is sweet. Let there be love, let there be plenty, let there be peace, and let it begin with all gathered here. Shalom, salam, blessed be, amen. Please be seated for the postlude.
Thank you so much to Bill and Eric for that incredible postlude. Oh my goodness. Good morning, everyone. My name is Catherine Aaron, and I am the choir director here at All Souls. And thank you. What an amazing service that we have had today. As many of you might have noticed, there were some empty seats in the choir. Those spaces are meant for you. Anybody who is called to join the choir, you are most welcome, always. How do you join? Well, feel free to email me or come to our Thursday rehearsal. In particular, this Thursday, we invite you to come at 6:15 if you have questions or if you perhaps want to sing for me before you dive in. But all are welcome to our open rehearsal next Thursday, this Thursday, which runs 6:30 to 8 p.m., and that is true every single Thursday of our choir season. So I just wanted to extend that invitation to every single person in this room. It's a lot of fun, right, choir? In addition to that, I get to do the rest of the announcements, which I'm very excited about. So don't forget, Thursday, 6:30, be there, be square. We love that. All right. How do we own our own personal work on depolarizing politics? All Souls is hosting Braver Angels for a Zoom workshop about this on Tuesday evening, the 13th, 7 to 9 p.m. Check your weekly email to register and contact Reverend Caitlin or Perry Montrose with questions. Next week, our dedicated offering is for the Faith Formation Scholarship Fund. The Food for the People offering is nut butters and jellies and jams. Faith Formation starts next Sunday, September 18th at 10 a.m. Teacher orientation is today at 11:30. Please grab some pie. Friday Night Folk is Friday, September 16th, so this coming Friday, with a very talented young man, Lucas Neal. Call the office to reserve your seats. And perhaps most importantly, Bob Covey's memorial service is next Saturday, September 17th at 2 p.m. Saturday. Did I say Sunday? I'm so sorry. Saturday, September 17th for Bob Covey's memorial service. Thank you so much.
Say goodbye to the online folks.
Say goodbye to the online folks. And get ready for Pies for Peace.